Hello there, beautiful souls. We are pulling the main energy of this full moon in Libra with these cards. And I just want you to really look at the close up of these cards to see what will resonate as in symbols for you that you can use with your own discernment before we start. And I will fill in some downloads of this full moon in Libra while we are taking a look at the cards. Let's start. So this is our first lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra, which feels very soft. It doesn't feel very strong and commanding as usual as full moons tends to be because it's our first, but it's a very soft start. So first of all, this full moon is called the warm full moon, and it's very beautifully said because the worm loosens up the soil. So this analogy we can use as it's releasing new energy, making it more easier for us to move from an unsuitable experience we might have in life. So while the soil becomes loose and we actually can be receptive to the nutrients and we can be receptive to our higher self, this is very beautiful. So it's a wonderful time to set yourself in motions, okay? Don't avoid yourself right now. You might just end up hurting yourself, especially if you're too kind in different settings just to get along. So you're refusing to express yourself because, again, Libra is all about the balance. We want to be balanced and we kind of don't want to wear a mask and fit in all the time. We also want to feel the expression of ourselves. Otherwise, our shadow aspects becomes very rebellious against us and an internal imbalance happens subconsciously. We might end up doing kind acts by wanting something from it because we're not integrating our shadow aspects. So it's never a free given. It is kind of a given to be receiving. And then we don't see our own agendas actually driving us away from what we want. So, in need to find that balance, we need to understand and accept ourselves completely and fully, not just the good, but the other parts of us as well. Libra says sometimes it's healthy to say no, and sometimes it's good not to do what others suggest. Because right now in this full moon, it is all about communication. It is all about the connection to another. How much are we giving too much of ourselves where we don't feel balanced within ourselves because of it? So it is this constant balance. So don't compromise your true self. Remember, the ego is actually helping you, like the worm is pointing out the places where you are compromising your true, authentic self. So stop trying to fit in just to survive. When this fear is released, there is an automatic shift and there becomes a balance within. And that's the main focus of this month. So, in my downloads, there are a lot of energies that are representing a lot of connections to others. Therefore, it's very important that we consider one another. At the same time, we are maintaining our equilibrium and connection to spirit. In this way, we can create the perfect synergy and ultimately the best outcome for everyone involved. So, the advice moving forward this month is to not throw yourself off balance, to stay grounded and enjoy the collectiveness. Both your aspects are valid and loved. So, no need to run away or push down the amazing essence of your true nature. So, blossom, my loves. The signature energy will be dynamic, and our strongest connection with the planets will be Venus. But Venus and the moon are kind of a little rebellious with one another. So we need to look at that aspect, which is representing this Libra full moon. I will put in the description box below more for you if you want to read more about it. But in our next session here, I want us to sit together and go through this energy, and let's read some tarot card. See you in the next step. Bye. Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome in here to a safe space. Let's read your beautiful cards. But first, let's just ring the bell and take a deep, deep breath. Just together, let's take a deep breath in. And then we just exhale. Hello, beautiful souls. How lovely it is that you found this channel. If you're new here, welcome in to win and get to know yourself better. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you for being here, for wanting to grow and to learn, and of course, for allowing us to decode the energies for the months ahead, because this is a learning from both sides. We're learning from each other. So thank you for that. And I love you all so much. Whenever this reaches you, these are the full moons that we've been given from our higher self to do, and it is emphasizing that we need to clear out before we can integrate or want manifestations. So when we are manifesting, we are actually wanting something to come towards us. But if we are holding on to a lot, we can't draw anything to us. So it's very important when we're going through these full moons, is that even if we want to set intention, and usually everyone sets intention in the new moon, so there should be more videos out there for the new moon, but in my meditation I keep just getting the full moon, that it's so important that we release. It's not so much importance that we are receiving, because we automatically, the universe already knows what you want. You don't have to repeat it like a mantra. The universe already feels what your heart is desiring. Okay, and also what your shadow self, what your human self is also desiring, all of that is already understood by the universe. So we don't have to repeat like we're repeating mantras, or we are repeating manifestation. We need to let go, and then our energy is clear so that our message becomes clear. And how wonderful that we are actually in the Libra full moon, which is all about balance. Libra is getting along with everyone. If you know a Libra, if you're into signs and connecting to personalities, you know that a Libra is so soft and very beautiful and very balanced, but can get very strong because they have both sides to themselves. So you don't want to be on the bad side of Libra either. But when a Libra is balanced, it's so beautiful, and they're so uh, giving, and they're so intelligent, and it's just a beautiful synergy of everything that's good. That's how I interpret the Libra energy overall. So our main cards that we got, that you already saw me picking out for you, was these six beautiful cards, and I did it in this way. Again, I never know how it happens. I just start to shuffle and unfold the cards, and this is how it ends up. So I'm always going with it the way that the universe wants. I don't want to direct it intellectually too much. So I really want it to be this playfulness, this from our higher self, so that we can integrate and so that we can grow. Otherwise, it just becomes more information for you to constantly digest. And we already are being bombarded with information. We need to have a place where we can feel a little bit relaxed. So that is what I'm hoping that this energy will bring to you all that are viewing this video right now. So Whenever it reaches you, it doesn't matter because we're always connected. It's just one connection. It's interdimensional where no time is existing. And all of your spirit guides, I welcome them here and as well as mine so that we can connect because you are here for a reason and I'm here giving you these messages for a reason. It is no coincidence. So let's just get into this. Uh, Grab yourself something to drink. I have my green tea here. You never know if you might cough. And just relax yourself and allow any message that wants to come through here. So I welcome that in this space now. Thank you, Spirit. I've written down some information here about these cards because I really don't want to miss out anything of what I'm getting from these cards. But if we are starting here with from your shadow aspects, the full moon in Pisces, which is forgiveness, it is saying that I feel like you've gone through a lot of transformation and you've gone through this forgiveness phase quite a lot. But as they say, sometimes we people can forgive, but we really don't because we can. Here's what I'm getting here with your shadow aspect is that you're forgiven something and you're forgiven very much fast. So it's like, I forgive because I don't want to hold on to something. Because when they say that when you forgive, you forget and you can easier move on because you don't want to hold that energy. But sometimes, even if we do want to forgive ourselves for what we've did in the past, our actions, or forgive others, it still takes its time. By taking its time, I'm speaking of that in order for something to dissolve, it needs to go a little bit. It needs to dissolve in its own pace. We can't rush it. So to forgive something when one is not ready, it's just it's self-torture. Don't do that to yourself. Let it happen when it needs to happen. At the same time, don't close the door and say, I will never forgive. I will never forgive myself for doing that. I will never forgive and release that energy because again, this is the only moment that we have is this now moment. So the past is not existing, the future is not existing. It is all in the mind. And Libra is all about the mind, about the intellectual. And this is how we tend to be. We tend to be always stuck in the past or we're in the future and we're intellectually trying to recalculate how to do the most accurate decision making for our future. And we kind of forget about the now moment because the now moment is the only moment that exists. So if we can stay balanced of accepting everything that's happened here before and forgive and just let it happen the way it wants to happen, it will naturally dissolve itself. We don't have to force the forgiveness. So this is what you're being asked here. Your shadow self, maybe you feel like you've already forgiven, but your shadow aspect has not. There's still some wound there that's like, no, that it hurt too much, okay? So it's not letting it go. And you're being asked here to just to see this, to allow yourself to dream a little bit, okay? So to not just be in the mind and be like, no, they did this to me and I'm not gonna forgive it and that's it, you know? It's kind of here with the fishes here, it's just saying that just like with the ebb and the flow, always I always say this, it's about let it happen the way it wants to happen. Don't decide of if it a forgiveness is going to be an end in a relationship. Okay, remember that we are a community and we are connected with one another. Relationship is everything that life is. So sometimes it can be a transmission of that we are dissolving the way that we were handling each other as people. So it can be, for an example, in a relationship, it can be that you're switching of the dynamic with a person. So if forgiveness happens and then the dynamic shifts, and all of a sudden it is kind of a different relationship then, if that makes sense. So that's what it's asking you to not get too rigid and, don't make up your mind. Wait a little bit, okay? Because in our shadow aspect, we can make up our mind. When the mind is your master, it's not a good master because it's mechanic. So it always goes back into this is good, this is bad, this is yes, this is no. That's how the mechanic brain of ours works. We can't go with the shadow aspect constantly. We have to integrate it. We have to understand that it's a great tool, but at the end of the day, you have to make the higher self decisions. Okay, you can't make it from the lower mind, and it's asking you now when it's coming in to really consider that. So here, if we move forward, we can see the blue moon. You know what I like about this image here is that she's in this position with her hands prayer and her feet at the same time, as above so below. Again here, just this beautiful, beautiful balance from your shadow self. I feel you're very powerful, that you can manifest anything. So it's saying you're ready, make your master piece. And what I feel here with this card, it's that you've done some project. There's something that you've started, and the momentum just it wasn't there. The energy wasn't there. It was very difficult to move it forward. And it may be the mind kind of tricked you of, this is not the good thing, we should stop with this, it's too much resistance. The mind, lower self, it just, everything that is resisting, that is new, it doesn't want to go there. It wants to have this mechanical repeating of the same thing that feels familiar. This is good, let's do that. But when we're out of our comfort zone and we're walking just a new path, as I've said sometimes before here in these videos, like go out and take a walk and take another route. Just do something else. It just lets the mind know that you're not in control, okay? Let it go. And that's good for the mind sometimes to know that it's not in control, because it isn't. It needs to understand that you are the one, the higher self is the one that is in decision. And that is just a tool, a helpful and helpful aspect to integrate everything that you are. So with this blue moon is, it's kind of giving you, the blue moon is so big, it's so light, and it's illuminating. So what happens here is that the universe is gifting you this extra energy that you need to push through this project. Whatever it is that you were supposed to finish, you're going to finish it. Like this month is something that is going to tie up everything, that whatever that it shows up in your life that you're doing, it will tie up it so beautifully and so magically. And I want to also say that as we're going through it, I'm going to read, because again, when I'm having new cards and they're so beautiful, like this beautiful The Good Tarot deck, I always want to study the deck. So I'm going to read directly from the deck with these cards. But before I get into, they're saying do it now. So I'm going to do it now. You see the mind when you see how beautiful it is, how the connection is so amazing, how we're mirroring here. Okay, so the Four of Air, this is the card. And what I want to say here is one thing that I was very drawn to is the peacock feathers. The peacock feathers, it is richness, it's abundance, it's royalty. Like you have everything in you to manifest so much good in your life. So that's what I want to say here. But if we read this card, I'm going to read it now, and I want you to just feel in what it is that you need to take from this. So healing, meditation, rest, and recuperation. So it's time to rest my mind and allow peace to take the place of busyness and boredom. The mind needs quiet to think and find clarity. If I allow my mind to rest, I will have greater clarity and my mind will be sharper. This is a time for a break. I need to take care of myself. So, what it is saying here is that when your mind constantly it's so much information that we're living in this society. Before, we could afford to say everybody was meditating. Like you didn't have to be the most cleverest, the smartest person to be able to meditate, because the days and the energy was going very slowly, in a slower pace. So everyone could do that. But today's society, in this modern society, we're being bombarded with information, and it's so much that we need to do and we need to attend to, and therefore there's no time for this resting space. If you have your computer on constantly, it drains the battery, so then you have to always keep it in the charger. Many people have the charger on constantly because they've drained the battery so much that it doesn't even work, so they have to have the charger in all the time. And that is just saying the same way that we're using our mind, it is saying here that you're making too much overdrive of the energy and not letting it rest. So your mind becomes more intelligent when it can actually rest. So when we meditate, when we just take a walk, when we do something, when we close our eyes and just let go of the external world and go into our inner world just for a second, we can integrate and we can get this new energy. And this is accessible to all of us, but the mind doesn't want to be there, because when we close our eyes, we want to get out into the world. The mind is the out, and the inner is beyond the mind. Okay, so if you can take your time, just if we use the analogy of the computer needs to shut up. It needs to cool down. Okay, there needs to be this balance of not being too overheated or too cold. So it needs to be this beautiful balance. Just like when you're out in the sun, you're enjoying the sun. All of a sudden it gets very, very, very warm, and then it comes to a point where it's uncomfortable. You don't just stay in the sun. You go to a shadow. You go inside. So the same way here with the Libra full moon is asking you to be in this balance. When you need to go outside and stay in the sun, be in the sun. When you need to go inside, go inside. Maybe some of you are in a warm place. Congratulations. It's cold here still, but because I was using this analogy. But again, here is saying to you that this rest, this shutting off the mind, somehow you need to do it right now. You just need to have those, because when you get that rest, I feel it's going to be so easy for you to get out there and just understand it in an instant second. But right now, because it's this unbalance happening, and you are, if you're not rested, you can't, even if you get that extra energy, you might do that project or whatever it is that you need to finish, but it's not going to be just as satisfying as if it would if you could just rest. Because then the mind could also, when it is coming on, be extra alert and give you extra tips and be very more intelligent than if it is in the lower polarities here. Okay, so that is your shadow self's biggest message for this month that you need to be aware of. So if we go to our light side, so the energy switches a little bit here all of a sudden. We're in the Libra, and we are all about communication, and that's the energy of this togetherness with in your working space, in your home environment, in your community. It's just this communication of speaking of where are you giving too much, where are you giving too little, and just finding that balance. This is the balance month here. So for this Gemini, because Gemini is all about communication, and Mercury, and it's asking you here to trust your abilities. This is your higher self. This is your light. Your higher self wants you to know that you can trust your abilities. Whatever has happened here in your shadow self, whatever has happened here where other people have seen your light and they've seen you shine so bright that they are maybe said hurtful things to you. Maybe it's something that you need to forgive from your shadow self, but they probably said some hurtful things that stuck, because again, physical pain can heal, but mental pain, when it's like that, it becomes very difficult. So Spirit is saying here, don't forget who you are. Okay, you're a powerful being. Just because someone said that, it doesn't have to be that it is true, or that it has to, you don't have to take it into your energy as if it is so, because it isn't. This is what you're being reminded here. And to speak your, again here with manifesting, to speak it into your reality. Even if someone thinks that you're crazy or thinks that you're different, you just say, whatever it is that you want to manifest, I'm going to have that job. I'm going to have that house. I'm going to have that security. That security, instead of I'm going to, or forcing it, you're just calling it as in, it's happening right now. because now is the only moment that we have, right? So again, speak it to your own existence right now. I have the most beautiful job. The most beautiful opportunities are representing themselves to me today. It is so amazing to live. Everything that I need is right here for me. So you're just speaking it to your existence because you have that power. You're a very powerful soul. And when you are balanced, you are the perfect combination of fire, okay? That is not burning you up, but that is always in the steady blue flame. Is that what I'm getting? Blue flame? Is it like blue and purple, like in this picture? That's very strange. Blue butterflies. I see blue butterflies there too. Yeah, that was something that came through. I don't know what that was for, but be compassionate and clever. So in for others of you in this communication with whatever it is that you need to communicate with, it is asking you to be clever, okay? You can be compassionate and you can say the truth without hurting anyone. You can be clever about it. That's not about cheating someone or not telling them the whole truth. It is to say it in the best way where you don't hurt anyone. If you're leaving a relationship or a friendship and they're asking you why you're never around, and you kind of know why, because it gets uncomfortable if they see who you truly are and you see that they can't handle it, then instead of saying, yeah, I'm not around you because you can't handle the true me, like, we don't have to say it like that. We can be compassionate and say, oh, but I have a lot of things to do, and it's the natural way of life. Sometimes it just doesn't work out in the moment, but if I see you again, I always say hi to you. And you can always say it in a more softer way. It doesn't have to be in a despiteful way in that sense. Or sometimes the truth can be harsh, especially if you're here in the higher vibrations, as many of you are. It can get the truth can be, it can feel very simple to you, but for a lower vibration it can cut very deep. So be very, very clever with your words and just be very, very compassionate, okay? That everyone has their journey, everyone has not figured it out, and you never know who's going to take a leap and take a leap ahead and be so much more further than the other. Because sometimes we can judge a person, why don't they get it, why are they so slow? But everyone has their time and everyone has their pace, and it can also differentiate from time to time if it goes too fast or too slow. So if that makes sense. uh, Familiar, so listen and learn. This is your card here. And again, your spirit teacher, your higher self is really calling you. Hello, you don't have to listen to anyone else saying that it's not true. You don't have those abilities. Whatever it is, your higher self is saying, listen to me. Your inner guru is calling you. Whatever it is that you resonate, if you're looking at someone, if you're looking at a motivational speaker, whatever it is, a teacher, a friend, whoever that resonates for you is giving you those messages that you need to listen to. So this is a reminder. And also, because I see this head that she has from a cat, so I would say that familiar is also like a spirit animal. So you may be connecting with a spirit animal. If you see this month an animal that keeps coming in your sphere, like you see a special type of bird, or you see a cat all the time, different cats this month, that is your spiritual animal. So kind of read about it, read about the spiritual totem, so that you can know that information that that spirit animal wants to tell you, because it's from your higher self. It's all connected to your higher self, from your higher mind. It's subconsciously, okay? So everyone that you see, everyone that you're connecting with, if it's spiritual teachers that you're listening to, or if it's a podcast, whatever it is, that is from your subconscious mind that you already have inside of you, that your higher self wants you to know. And we have the Six of Fire here. And I want to read to you again from these cards. Let's see the Six of Fire. What is the Six of Fire saying here? Okay. Stepping into the limelight, being an enlightened influencer. Okay. I generously model my transformation so that others might be inspired. I put my light atop a hill so it can shine forth, helping others to find their way. I remain aware of shadows and people who have trouble basking in the warm light of higher awareness. I bless them, but do not dim my own beacon. It's time to renew my trust that I'm contributing to the highest good of all in my own unique way. See, this is wonderful. That's why I said many of you are healers. Many of you have this special abilities that some has suppressed down. And you need to keep on expressing your unique self. You're healing the world by just being yourself. That's the only thing that we need to be. We need to continue to heal ourselves, and therefore we heal everyone else. So you are being reminded here of how amazing you are. I love this. This is so beautiful. You have an amazingly beautiful balance here. There are things that are letting go. And again, I've been looking at astrology lately, and astrologer talk about this uh, being very soft astrologically. These full moons that have started off this year, and I felt that we need to connect with the full moons. So I was like, that's why it feels soft like that. It is things that are not complete. So they're even saying it, and I like confirmations like that. Something I just wanted to say here. And again, I feel like many of you are very balanced. It feels very calm. You're very confident and calm, because that's the energy that I'm reading here. There's a you're I don't feel like you're stressed over what's happening. But again, it just reminds you here of the lower mind. The lower mind might come in this full moon and try to take something, try to start a conversation, try to take that energy of getting into these old stories. And you're just being reminded here, don't go with it. If you can do a meditation, if you can do this resting so you can restart, that would be amazing for you all. So let's just see what the cards want to say. Okay, shadow self. We're just going to pick some cards. We're just picking. Let's see. Okay. We have the Fool, so go for it. So take a leap of faith. Geometry. I feel also geometry here. Maybe some of you look at that Wheel of Fortune. Something else is spinning. See, you understand the darkness and the light, and you know that everything goes up and everything goes down. So you're not worried about the ups and downs. You are understanding it. I feel there's a gift here. Again, it's this gift of energy. That's why the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse here. And this particular card, how I read it when I see it, it's a gift. You're getting a gift here, especially with this moon. It's just, I think it's this gift of extra energy. You're going to get a boost of energy that's going to help a lot. But again, try to rest here. With the Fool, yes, this is into the unknown, especially for the mind's territory. It's unfamiliar, so it's difficult for the mind. But, you know, the mind needs a challenge too. You're the infinite soul here. Look at this King of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Prosperity. Someone's going to help you. Is this someone, a male, coming in here and stepping in and helping you? Or, because we have Capricorn here. And, oh, we're starting off this year. We're starting off in Aries. We are in Aries season. This card is connected to Aries. Okay. So it's a lot of, look at that red color. Oh my goodness. The determination. The determination here. Ooh. I love that energy. Someone is coming in here. Someone is helping you. See this Pentacles red? I see it. Oh, okay. I'm being drawn to look at these coins. I see 5 coins all together. Maybe in 5 months here. I don't know. What is this? What is this? Something magical is going to be given to you. I don't know if this is this person that will support you or your idea for some of you that are working on something. For others of you, maybe someone is coming and stepping in to combine your energy together, because this energy has a lot to offer here. I love this. Let's do 3 on this side. So this is a helper here coming in for sure. Let's see, in your light, clarify the light here. What does the viewer need to know? 3 of Wands. Look at that. You're contemplating and you have ships arriving that are yours. So everything that you've done that you thought that maybe this is not working out, maybe it's not meant to be, because you're listening to these voices that keep talking down because they don't understand your energy. They can't. They're in their shadow aspect. And that's okay. But it doesn't mean that you have to let go of everything that you are. You still need to maintain in your position, because you're evolving here. Yeah, you're taking the step away from work because you've worked a lot. Okay, so now you're reevaluating here by taking a step, because you need to listen here. You need to listen to your inner. So it's not about outer work constantly doing external things. It's also important to connect internally so that you can see your messages. Again, your familiar here is reminding you all of these things that you need to know. And to be like Libra, Libras are very soft and they're very calm and collected, which I feel many of you are. 9 of Cups. Look at that. The ultimate emotional satisfaction. You're just sitting in this emotional, beautiful throne of letting everything flow. It's just so beautiful. It's such a richness within your energy field. You've done a lot of work. I mean, you've done a lot of changing, and you keep changing. And this is very beautiful because you are really, really showing everyone else around you how a person can really change. So maybe you very different from what you were in the past, and I mean that contrast makes it so much more beautiful. So I love this richness here. Wow, that's beautiful. Let's end this with some angel cards. I wanna no, it feels so clear. It feels so clear that you don't even you need to rest. I feel like the intellectual mind, this is the energy that is reading off here. It's just like saying, stop, don't talk, don't think, don't say anything, even if you say it perfectly, because we need the meditation and the rest. Because everything will fall in exactly perfect place when we get that little rest. That's the energy. If I'm reading off the energy like sentence, that is what it's saying. So it's even telling me, don't even speak. Which I don't mind, being quiet. So let's see, angels, what is the additional message here? Give us 1 for the shadow. What does the angel want to say? Or the angel, the spirit guides from the viewers to their shadow self. What is their message, spirit, here? Please give us this message. Wow, it's time for the real you to emerge. You see there with Libra again, with this full moon, that you're finally taking off that mask of being too nice, being too, no, I am what I am. And I'm going to allow myself to be that. With all my flaws, with all that I am, I'm going to be. I'm not going to fit in or to be in a mold that is for you. It's going to be for me this time. So that is beautiful. Finally, the new you is emerging here, and it's going to be seen. It's going to be seen. See, her third eye is activated. Again, here I'm being drawn to butterfly. So this metamorphosis, this transformation, this blossoming that you're going through is finally happening here. Not finally, because you've worked so hard on this, but it is, you can see it in the external too. Don't exhaust yourself because you're doing great, okay? That is what the angels want to tell you. Be light as a butterfly. You deserve that. So let go of all the heaviness. That's what's coming through. Let go of the heaviness. Whatever that it is that's heavy to you and you don't understand where it is, it doesn't matter. You don't have to understand it, but you just need to let it go so that you can float, so that you can be light. You don't have to have that energy pulling you down. It's time to let it go. Even for some of you, even connections, again, naturally letting it go. Okay, here was a card that came out. So let's see. Stand up for what you believe in. See? And I'm going to take this is just saying loud and clear here again. Yes, they might have said things about you, and what are they trying to do? Nobody understands that. Whatever it is that they're saying to you, because you have these amazing healing abilities, it is still asking you to stay firm and stay strong in your conviction, because you will gain respect by you just staying strong and not compromising who you are, being your true self, staying in balance. You are showing that this is the truth. This is your truth. You're speaking your truth. And that's beautiful because you gain respect by that. So trust your abilities and trust yourself. Okay? You are amazing. So I feel like that's enough. Should we see what masters is going to be here? Let's see one master. Let's bridge one master here in the middle of your shadow self and your higher self. Let's see here. It fell out. Okay, grounded. Grounded. Some of you are mothers here also, but ground yourself. Cook something, make some food. Just keep grounding yourself to this earth. Don't float up too high. So stay grounded with a meditation, with a forest walk, and just connect to earth. Stay here connected, okay? Just keep being connected and you will find that perfect balance, because Mother Earth is with you. She's mothering you every step of the way energetically. She's really being like a mama bear to your energy, like really protecting you. And again, geometric shapes. I don't know, the flower of life is coming through. This was a beautiful message. It's very calm. You're very balanced. I'm very happy to deliver this message to you all today, and just keep being yourself. And thank you for allowing me to bring you these messages and to accept them. So whatever resonated for you, take whatever is resonated, leave the rest behind for someone else. This is a giving of love and of truth, and I hope that this helps you moving forward this month in our beautiful April and starting the astrological new year also. So I hope that you all have a beautiful full moon in Libra, and that you take care of yourself internally but also externally to make you feel good. So as always, thank you and have a wonderful day. Sending love your way. Bye everyone.